Hi, hello everyone. How are you? This is Antonia here, and we're back to continue with our vocabulary practice. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen these videos before, my ESL students that are um, students of the English as a second language are requesting vocabulary practice. They want to learn new words um, to build their vocabulary in their conversation and in writing skills. Okay, so this is part 4, continuing on with our practice of vocabulary. Okay, let's go. Let's get started. Okay, so let's continue here with words beginning with the letter U. In the first column, we have ultimate. Ultimate. Okay, can you say that? Let's hear you say that now. Hmm? Ultimate. 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 Okay, let's talk about how to use this word and put it in a sentence. So the ultimate will be like the maximum of something, like um, the ultimate um, let's say let's say that you're a mountain climber, okay, and there are groups that are mountain climbers that they they go to they look for different mountains to climb for the ultimate satisfaction of they want to climb the highest mountain. Okay, so to them that is like the ultimate honor to themselves. The maximum would be to climb the highest mountain, right? So that would be in the context of what that means. So you could say that the ultimate satisfaction, right? The ultimate satisfaction for the mountain climber, right, is to climb the highest mountain, right? Okay, so that's a way to use ultimate. Okay. Okay, next word, ulterior. Ulterior, like an ulterior motive, right? Ulterior. An ulterior motive is maybe someone does something, but they did it for a reason. Okay, they had a motive. Motive means reason. So, let's say, like somebody, well, let's see, let's get this to, let's think of something easy so I can get the understanding across. Hmm, how about Mary's ulterior motive is to be her friend in the hope that she is chosen for the cheerleader team. Like she wants to join the cheerleading team, so she's going to pretend to be friends with this person so that she could be chosen, right? So that would be an ulterior motive. She had another reason for being friends with Mary, because in her mind, she's thinking, I want Mary to choose me to be on the team, right? So that's ulterior. So she was pretending. She had a reason. She had another reason. Like she really didn't want to be friends with her, but she was going to force herself because she wanted to be in this circle of friends so that she would be chosen. Okay, an ulterior motive. Unacceptable. It is unacceptable to wear shorts and revealing blouses to work. It is unacceptable at that job, at this particular job, to wear shorts and inappropriate blouses to work. Or what else? Let's put our thinking caps on. Let's think. Um, hmm. The one with the job is a good one. Yeah, because there's rules. It is unacceptable not to follow the rules and policies on the job. Unacceptable. In other words, the company is not going to accept that you don't want to follow their rules. Okay? Unacceptable. Okay. Unaffected. Unaffected. So that would be something that you're not affected by, right? Okay. So, mm, the class was unaffected by the bad behaviors of a few students. They were unaffected. So they weren't going to be affected by kids that wanted to be disruptive in the classroom, correct? Hmm? Unaffected. So it didn't bother you in the least. It didn't bother you. Okay. Unanimous. It was a unanimous decision to pick James to be the coach of the team. It was a unanimous decision to pick James to coach the team. Okay, so that means there was a large amount of people, the maximum amount of people, more than the few that agreed. Uncivilized. Uncivilized. Uncivilized is kind of like, well, um, it would be okay, civilized would be out what we see in our everyday world, right? Going to work, going on the bus, driving the car, going over bridges, subway systems, walking on sidewalks, people talking nice, treating each other wonderful. So an uncivilized aspect would be the total opposite of that. None of that. That doesn't even exist. It could be like wild nomad stuff, like out in the jungle somewhere, or um, in a very remote, wild desert, other kind of place that It doesn't have any of those things, right? You know, like sandy and dirt roads and maybe no buildings. Maybe was in an uncivilized area, we might see uh, makeshift houses out of branches and leaves, um, or digging holes in the ground to try and, you know, make a safe little place for yourself if there was a rain or a bad storm, like really like uncivilized conditions, okay? Like not the norm. Okay, undergo, like somebody undergoes surgery, right? It's something that you go through. Like she undergoes surgery in the morning. So she's going to go through surgery in the morning. Undergo. You're going to go through something that you're going to experience, something you're going to go through. Unfold. 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 Okay, so unfold is like you're unfolding something. Like let's say you have a map. It's all folded up, but now you're opening it, right? You're unfolding the map so you could look for directions. Unforeseen. It was something that's totally unexpected. It was unexpected. Unforeseen. The storm was unforeseen. It was totally unexpected, right? Okay. Okay, next word is uppermost. The captain's uppermost concern was for the storm up ahead. Uppermost, that'd be top on his mind. The captain of the boat was thinking, this uppermost concern, uppermost, first, top of the charts, worried about the storm. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, they. They. So they is to compete. So Joan was going to they against Janice. So that's compete. Joan was going to compete against Janice. They. Viewpoint. What is your viewpoint? Viewpoint. Viewpoint is what do you think about it? How do you see it? Right? How do you see what's going on? What's your view about this? Viewpoint. Viewpoint. Vigor. Vigor is an energy, a great energy. She has great vigor on Olympic challenges. She has great energy. Vim. Vim is energy. It's a pep, a quick, fast energy, right? So Jackie has a vim in her step as she goes up to the podium. She has great pep in her step as she walks up to the podium to give her speech. Vim. Jane has great vim in the marathon. She has a great pep in her energy in the marathon. Vim. Visionary. Visionary. Visionaries are great thinkers, dreamers. She is a great visionary. Thinkers can think up things. They can sit back and come up with ideas. They envision a future. They see things that they want to do that can make their world around themselves greater, right? Visionaries, visionary. Next word is void. Void. Void is like the emptiness, right? Or an invalid kind of a thing. So, like if we void a check, if we write a check, but we wrote it incorrectly, we don't want someone to use it. So we're going to void the check. So maybe you'll scribble on it. You'll take a magic marker and scratch out your name, right? Besides ripping it up, that's voiding a check. Or we could talk about the great void, like people talk about the black hole in, like in cosmic kind of sense, or in outer space, right? The great void. So that's basically how you would use that. Okay, vouch. Vouch is when you vouch for someone, you confirm that their reputation is good. Like, when you're on a job, sometimes they ask for reference letters. So then you're looking for people to vouch for you, right? You're finding certain people that that can vouch for your reputation, that they can confirm your reputation. They could say, that you're reputable, and, and that you would be a good person for that job. And maybe the person in the letter might say why, talk about your credentials or your talents or something. So someone that vouches for someone is affirming and confirming. Voyager. A voyager is a traveler. Voyager. Vivid. Vivid is like bright and intense, right? So you could say the display lights were vivid, so they were bright and intense, right? Visualize, visualize, kind of like visionary, visualize. So visualize is you, trying to see a future that for yourself, or visualizing something that you want, or anything. It could be anything. Visualizing a plan on the job, visualizing a future life, visualizing, seeing in your mind what you want to do about something or anything, your artwork, your schoolwork, your science project, what you want to do on your job. Visualize how you want to fix your house or decorate it. It's what you see in your mind's eye. Okay? All right. Next. Words beginning with the letter W. Okay. Let's go to wane. Wane. Okay, so it's decline, fade away, the horizon, is waning in the distance. It's kind of disappearing, waning in the distance, right? It kind of starts to fade away as nightfall comes. Or there is a wane in the Dow Jones, stocks going up and down. So wane means decline, wane, decline. It's something going down. Fade away, as in the horizon coming down. Or maybe stock market coming down, right? Wane. Okay, then we have wade. Okay, wade can be used many different ways. Wade, like maybe a duck wading in a pool, plowing through the water. A duck is swimming and wading in the water. Let's see. Yeah, those are good examples. Wade. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's look at our next word. Waifed. Waifed. Okay. The boat is wafting in the water. So it is floating. Or we could say the clouds, right? The clouds are wafting in the air, through the air, wafting through the air. Or we could say, let me think. The pine trees are wafting in the wind, right? They're blowing in the wind. They're 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 bending and swaying. So that would be wafting. Okay. Wage. Wage is money, it's your salary. Whatever, wage is another word for salary. Like, how much money you make on wherever, on the job, right? Well, well, well. Well is crying. You could hear the wailing of the horses because of the storm. Or you could hear the wailing sound of the animals on the farm because of the coming storm. Animals are very sensitive to storms, so they might start to make all kinds of sounds. So, wailing. Okay, watchman. Watchman. Watchman is kind of like a security person, security guard or something, somebody that's guarding an area. So the watchmen were on call this evening for the parking lot. They're watching the parking lot where the cars are parked, right? Waiver. Waiver. So here's another word kind of like wafted. We have wafted and then we have waiver. Waiver, right? We could say the trees wavered in the wind, okay? Or you could say the people wavered on the boat in the stormy sea. So it's kind of like you're swaying back and forth. Wealthy. Wealthy is rich. Wealthy. Well-to-do. Money. wealthy. Weary, weary is being tired. After a long day on the job, he was weary. In other words, after a long day on the job, he was tired, right? Weary. Wintry, wintry. The wintry months of the year are December, January, and February, right? December, January, and February. Wintry, wintry, the wintry months, the cold months, wintry, just like winter, like there's wintry and winter. Okay, so winter is the season, but when we're saying wintry, we're describing the winter season. So we're saying that the wintry months are December, January, and February. Wintry. Or we could say the kids love the wintry season because they love to go sled riding. Or the children love the wintry season because they like to go ice skating, right? On the other hand, I don't like the wintry season too much because I don't want to do all that shoveling of the snow. It's a lot of work to shovel the snow, right? To remove the snow, that's a lot of work and it's heavy duty. So I am not a candidate for loving the wintry season if it's, heavy snow. I would need a lot of help. Okay, let's see what we have next. X-ray, X-ray, X-ray is something that gets done like if the doctors in a hospital, they want to see inside your body to check something, they're going to give you an X-ray, right? Year, year. A year is 12 months. There are 12 months in a year. You could say, what year are we in? What year are we in? The year is 2023. Yearn, yearn. She yearns for an ice cream sundae. That means she has a craving for an ice cream sundae. She wants that. Okay. Zeal. Zeal is eagerness. She had great zeal to complete her science project. So she was eager to finish the science project. Zeal. Or grandmother had great zeal to complete the Thanksgiving dinner for her family. Grandmother was very eager to complete the Thanksgiving dinner for her family. Zeal. Zenith means like the height of something, like the height of your how can I explain this? Mm, trying to think. Like the height of your career, the maximum of something. Like we could say that, let's say somebody worked on the job and they started on the lower level, entry level, and now they climbed their way up and now they're the president of the company. So we could say that at the height of his career, he became the president of the company, right? Okay, so we're going to say the zenith. He has reached the zenith of his career as the president of the company. He has reached the zenith of his career as the president of his company. So he reached the maximum level, right? Okay. Yonder, yonder, yonder I see the horses running in the field. Yonder, beyond, yonder I see. Yonder, far away in the distance. Yonder I see in the faraway distance the horses running in the field. Yonder, yonder. Yield, yield. The dough recipe for the cookies yield 60 cookies. The recipe for the cookies yield 60 cookies. What you produced out of it, what did you get out of it, right? Zoom, zoom, like, oh, she zoomed by so fast, I didn't even see her, she ran so fast. Or zoom, it's when you get on a computer and you have a Zoom meeting and you see all the people and you're talking to each other in a meeting over the computer. So that's another thing. Then we have zone. Zone is an or areas, zones. So and a zone, like when we're talking about where people live, they might even have zip code numbers in certain zones. Every zone has another number, right? That's another thing. So it's a particular area, a zone. Zoo. Zoo is a place where you actually go to visit the animals. They would have all kinds of animals and aquatic life, and you might even see some farm animals. It depends. Every zoo is different. The small ones, big ones, medium size, or whatever. There's all kinds of different kind of zoos. Some zoos are like safari zoo animals. There's all different kind of zoos. Okay. All right. So that's it for this group today. That's our part 4. And we'll continue on. We'll work with more vocabulary. The more words you learn and how to pronounce them, the better you get. There's no better way except for the practice, right? Okay, so we'll practice together, and not only that, but it'll help with your pronunciation of words, right? Yeah. Sometimes when you're just, learning about just sounds, sometimes it's not good enough because you want to hear the words. There are special rules in the English language. Sometimes those particular sounds are not going to work, and it's a whole nother way. And those particular words you have to know, you have to memorize. Not, not all the rules are for every single word. Sometimes the rule will change, and that changes the sound of the word. Okay? All right. So we'll keep moving on. We'll keep learning more words and learn the sounds and how to use them. Okay? So we could build your vocabulary. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful. Okay, and you have a good rest of your day, wherever you are. And I'll say goodbye.